All right, everybody. Hey, there we are. What's up, everybody at the Greenlight Bar? How we doing? Yeah. Holy crap, we're already on episode 57 of Playlisted. Welcome, everybody. Let's get started. We have a really, really cool guest. But first, let's give it up for the host of Playlisted, Austin Burke. Give it up for him. Woo!
What's up, Greenlight Bar? How we feeling tonight? All right, I love it. I love it. It's gonna be an awesome night tonight. Welcome to the Playlisted Podcast. My name is Austin Burke. We got Cody Hawkins.
What up?
Man, how you doing?
Good. A little bit refreshed. We had a good weekend of shows in Arizona.
Yeah.
I slept all morning this morning, so
Nice.
feel good.
Nice. Well, I'm excited for tonight's show. We have a hit songwriter, one of the coolest dudes. But before that, please give it up for our sponsors that make this all happen.
Hey everyone, I'm Jenny with Picker. As a musician and band leader here in Nashville, I know that the hardest part of making a record usually isn't the music, it's the logistics. It's the endless DMs and friend of a friend searches just to find a reliable engineer or the right studio. We built Picker to change that. It's a dedicated, professional booking app for studios, engineers, producers, musicians, and artists. We use filtered searches so you can stop scrolling and actually find the specific talent that fits your project's vibe and budget. We also know that recording is a massive investment. That's why Picker allows you to pay for your sessions over time using your credit card, keeping all of your payments and invoices in one secure, organized place. We prioritize safety and professionalism above everything else. Most importantly, Picker is free. There are no subscriptions, no upfront fees, and no recurring costs. It's completely free to make an account, post your portfolio, and advertise your services to the entire community. It's time to move your career to a professional space. Download the Picker app or visit pickermusic.com for more information. Let's get to work.
We got the bucket. If you want to put your name in the bucket, it's right here. It's light up. If you're in the crowd, we are going to do some bucket pulls tonight, but it's going to be fun. So anyways, with all that being said, give it up for Danny Myrick!
Woo-hoo! You better be hype after that.
Told you it's hype music.
Hype music.
Welcome.
This is the first time I've come out to hype music
Yeah, dude. It's
in a long time.
Yeah, since maybe did you play sports ever growing up?
I played sports growing up, and then I was in a band back in the 90s, and we had this whole pre-intro thing. But it's got me rethinking how I want to start entering on songwriter rounds.
You should, man. At the listening room, just get it popping.
Yeah,
get
after their little intro thing, just blow into some.
Yeah, it's your own. That would actually be cool.
Yeah.
You have everybody have their own intro music.
I'm sure they would think that would be very cool, but
I love it.
I don't think I'll ask. I think I'll.
What's
just,
the one that's at all the hockey games? Woo!
Oh,
Blur.
Yeah.
Come on.
Be crazy. Danny, pleasure to have you, man. I'm going to explain to you and everybody watching online, everybody here at the Greenlight Bar, the show. The show's called Playlisted. We have 3 playlists that you have the opportunity to make by being on the show. The whole point of the show is to come on here, showcase your talent, and every week we have different people from the industry, songwriters, artists, music executives, and they give you real honest feedback on your song. Tonight, we have Mr. Danny Myrick, and just not only an incredible person, massive hit songwriter. I was so excited to have you, so excited to learn about you. But before that, I want to talk about these playlists. We have the roster. Everybody on the show makes the roster. Just by being here and showing up, you make the roster. You can check out our playlist on Apple Music and Spotify. And then if you do really well, it's pretty good. We like it. We like the song. It might need a couple changes, but we really overall like the song or your performance. You're going to make what's called rotation, and you're going to hear this. So that's like That's like the new boots. That's like the we're gonna put you in rotation like they do on radio.
I
and
feel
see
a
how it
baseball
works.
theme and a radio theme is I like it.
Yeah. So and then if you really crush it, we're gonna do what's called the A list, and I think we've only had about 4 people make it this year. And you'll hear this. And that is the A list.
I forgot mine.
Tonight we also have a regular. If you really, really, really crush it, we have, I don't know, 2 regulars, something like that.
One new regular.
Yeah. So
2 new regulars. Dylan.
Yeah, very tough to do. But anyways, that's about the show. We have a bunch of artists. They're going to come up. They're going to sing a song. In between, I'm going to get to know you, and you're going to give them some advice on how to write music. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you got started, man?
Well, I'm a recovering preacher's kid from South Mississippi. My dad was a Baptist preacher. Anybody ever been to Pascagoula, Mississippi? Anybody know? I see that hand. Birthplace of Jimmy Buffett. That's where I grew up. And we had a family gospel band. I started writing songs when I was a teenager. Had my first #1 song when I was 17. And so I had 6 or 7 #1 gospel songs, but through my granddaddy, he was kind of my inspiration musically, and he loved like old bluegrass and then Hank Williams, old school country. So I loved country music, so I started writing country, and I had a band called Western Flyer in the 90s, and we had a little bit of limited success, but that sort of was my entree into the business and getting to know some people who would be really strategic in my life later, and ended up signing a pub deal with a guy named Jeffrey Steele, and then had my first hit song with him. We wrote a song called International Harvester for Craig Morgan, and then I went on to have some more success. Wrote She's Country for Jason Aldean with my friend Bridget Tatum, Truck Yeah for Tim McGraw with my buddies in Low Cash, and I wrote their song I Love This Life with them, and then a bunch of other cuts, and I actually have a gospel cut with Eddie Vedder. That might be interesting to talk about later. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I love the diversity, too. I think that's one thing that maybe separates you is your ability to write for different genres, and
Thank you.
With your gospel background, that's so cool. Were you guys always kind of singing around the house as a family?
Yeah, it was a family band. My mom played piano. Me and my brother, I've got an older brother, 1 year older. We kind of grew up like twins. My younger brother's 10 years younger, but my older brother and I, Christmas when I was 9, he was 10. I got a bass guitar, he got an electric guitar, and man, we were playing in church. I don't know, 2 months later, just kind of picked it up, and then my younger brother came along and he picked up the drums, and that was kind of the world we lived in. It was we lived on the corner of this cul-de-sac, and our church was over across the street, so we would come home every day after school and just go where we had the instruments set up and just play every day, just jam every day. And learn stuff off the radio, and 70s FM radio was. I wish all of you younger fans could have experienced like all the stuff you hear on classic rock, all the songs and stuff. It was real time, new hits of the day. It just was.
You were hoping to hear it.
It was It just was incredible. It was our local station down there. I mean, there was the country station, but then like the pop station, you would go from Stevie Wonder to Led Zeppelin to Billy Joel to Kansas to the Spinners. It was just awesome.
God, that's so awesome.
Good times.
I love it. Well, let's get this show started. Thomas, are you ready to start us out? Is that okay? I wanna get our regular up here.
I'm more nervous than these.
Mr. Thomas Heath.
Nothing to be nervous about here.
We'll talk about him in a second as he gets ready.
Right.
He'll show y'all how to do it so you can not be so nervous. But anyways, he's going to plug in. As he plugs in and gets ready, I'm going to ask you some more questions. But
okay.
So with your dad and being a preacher, specifically Southern Baptist, that's like the most intense, I would say.
Well, let me just say, we were independent Baptists. We thought Southern Baptists were liberal.
No way.
It was very conservative. Yeah,
that's
very
crazy.
conservative. Oh, yeah.
What was the craziest thing you saw in church, maybe?
Oh, man. Well, what was interesting for us, because we had drums and stuff, a lot of Baptist churches where I grew up back in those days wouldn't allow drums and guitars. These Baptist churches. So we played a lot of Pentecostal churches. So everything you could imagine in Pentecostal churches, getting exposed to the shouting and speaking in tongues and just all the stuff. It was, it just became normal.
Yeah.
I had a really great drunk whiskey night with Caleb Followell from Kings of Leon, revisiting some of that because they grew up in that that Pentecostal environment. So yeah, it was fascinating. But man, you know what it was? What was great about it is when it came to songs and music, you learned to feel the music before you even understood the mental or intellectual side of songwriting. Like you learned to feel the room and kind of change the mood of the room that you felt like was the spirit or whatever in those services. But it was a great education, and it was just every night. You know, my junior year, we did homeschooling, and we were probably playing in a church 25 nights a month.
That is crazy.
It was fun.
So my big question is, what did your family think about your number one song, Truck Yeah?
Well, they were glad I said truck.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a constant. There would probably have been preferences if I was, still in Christian music, but they, they love me for who I am.
Of course.
I'm the black sheep. Somebody's got to do it.
You're the center.
I'm the center in the family.
That's hilarious.
I wear it
the country music
bravely.
center.
Absolutely.
I love
I'm the
it.
honky tonk guy.
Well, cannot say enough things about this guy right here, man. He was on here a couple weeks ago. He is a sophomore English teacher. Yep. About how many miles away? 7.
I was going to say it's better calculated by time, man.
Okay, how far away? How far away?
But about an hour south of here.
Hour south of here. And just one of the coolest.
Alabama?
No, Bedford County, Tennessee.
Bedford County. I know
Bedford
that.
County. One of the coolest voices you'll hear. I don't want to hype him up too much, but excited to have you back, the newest regular of the podcast. Everybody give it up for Thomas Heath.
Glad to be here. Whenever I was told I was going to be back on, I was like, well, what kind of song do y'all want to hear? And they were like, whatever you like. And I was like, well, I like playing heartbreak stuff like I did last time, and I like playing upbeat stuff too. So I did what anybody would do, especially whenever, as a teacher, you're trying to decide if something's cool or not. You go and ask the people. And they voted, and, whichever camera's looking at me, remember, you asked for this. This is called Heartbreak and a Honky Tonk, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, there's some twang in that guitar, and there's some swing in that dance floor too. And the neon buzzer's glowing, and those drinks are flowing plenty through. But there's something missing. Where's the loving and kissing? And a fella walking out of here feeling blue. There it is, it's a heartbreak down at the honky tonk, because somebody done somebody else wrong. Now if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have any country song. Yeah, it's a heartbreak down at the honky tonk. Now the honky tonk was made for having a good time. And that jukebox will play away blues one paycheck at a time. Well, it's easy come and it's easy go, and another will come around here before you know. There it is, it's a heartbreak down at the honky tonk, because somebody done somebody else wrong. Now if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have any country song. Yeah, it's a heartbreak down at the honky tonk. it's a heartbreak down at the honky tonk, 'cause somebody done somebody else wrong. Now if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have any country songs. Yeah, it's a heartbreak down at the honky tonk. Yeah, it's a heartbreak down at the honky tonk. Thank you much. Thank you.
All right, Thomas Heath. How you doing, man? How's everything been since the last time you were on?
It's been going great, man. I'm very glad that I healed up quickly. Last week, I had what you had going on, man. I didn't have a voice. Last time we were together.
Yeah, my voice was gone, for sure. But I saw some of the students were commenting on the podcast and saying, "Mr. Heath, I didn't know you could do this." So it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just show up on there. They're like, "What? Mr. He's showing up on my For You page? What's this about?" You know? So.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's awesome.
Who's your favorite student and who's your least favorite student?
So answer for both of those with one. You know who you are, I guess.
That's what I was gonna say. They know who they are.
Yeah, they know.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's such a hard thing, man. That's like and I actually said that in a video leading up to this. I was like, I love the heartbreak songs. I love the upbeat songs, and I can't decide. It's like trying to choose my favorite student and all that. And I don't think I got a most hated student or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just even the tough ones, man. They work their way into your heart.
For sure. It's more rewarding, I'm sure, when they finally turn it around. Man, what'd you think?
Oh man, it was great. It's fun. Like I felt like we needed some sawdust floor action and some two-stepping going on. Yeah. That was great.
For sure.
Man.
Yeah, man. I think for
the guitar playing. Dang.
Oh no, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think for you, man, I loved the softness when you broke it down and you hit the softer part of your voice. That's my favorite part of your voice. Mm-hmm. However, I know for a live show, you're going to have like that type of song. It's going to be great for your live show. And so I think my only advice is listen. I know you listen to all the classics, but like Vince Gill is so good at allowing his voice to be the dynamic that he builds the sound around. So whether that's playing the guitar a little softer or whatever, I don't want you to feel like you need to go over your guitar playing. On a song like that, dial back the guitar and allow your vocal to pierce through, because that tone, that softness is the richness, and that's what I love the most. That's my only advice on that. Anything else that you hear, man?
No, that's it. I mean, I was actually thinking, your voice is so pure. I was almost wondering, what were you playing that in E? In the key of E?
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking it was almost like if you tuned down a half, or if you did a drop D, where your high notes could be just a touch lower. But that's great advice. I mean, the dynamics. What I appreciated about it, though, it's hard to carry off those kind of tempo songs sometimes just by yourself. And you did a great job doing that.
Thank
you. So
absolutely. And man, I think that you are the most raw talent I've seen on the stage, and that's why I'm so excited about you. It's not about what you've done, it's about what you're about to do, and I think that is what gets me excited. And I think the people that watch the show will see your progression and your growth over time, and even just your willingness to like want to put yourself out there and keep playing and getting better. That's what it's all about, man. I'm excited for you to write with some writers in Nashville. I'm excited for you to really just kind of become the artist that I know a lot of people see you as. You got to just see it in yourself now.
Yeah. Rodney Clausen was a teacher and a basketball coach out of Texas.
Really?
And one of his students, one of the players, was John Rich. And so
whoa.
then John Rich came here and things started happening for him. So he went back and brought his basketball coach. He knew he was a songwriter. And he brought
Need
him
a
down.
prodigy.
Crazy.
There you go. So maybe what you need is one of your students to kind of hit it big and
Yeah, absolutely.
take you on the road.
Do you have a band? Are you playing any live shows?
So I'm actually pretty busy this week. I got this tonight, and then tomorrow I'm going to be at the Nashville Palace for Writers Round, and then Thursday, which is the 4-year anniversary of me playing out and playing music all together, I'll be up at the at Live Oak for the Hitmakers Writers Round, and then
Cool.
Saturday having my birthday bash at Grindstone Cowboy in Shelbyville, which I will have a full band then. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I want to see your live show so bad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. With being on tour as much as I am, I just consume music now in a different way, and I don't like go see live shows very much. And I want so badly to go see his show. It's ridiculous.
That'll be available before.
Shelbyville's not too far.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Get a babysitter. Man, anything else you wanna say before you go?
I guess shout out to my English honors class. If I don't shout them out, man, they're gonna flame me tomorrow or whenever they see this video. Because, dude, when you posted the last one, the next day they were just like, "Why didn't you shout us out? Why didn't you do this?" and all that. And I'm like, all right, well, calm down.
Do they give you a hard time if you use like incorrect grammar in songs? If you say ain't or...
No, man. They like, I'll be sitting in the classroom and just fiddling around and playing something, and like it's weird. They'll all be talking and I'll be playing, just something, and they'll just get quiet.
That's awesome.
And I try to pretend that I don't acknowledge it and kind of lean into it a little
I'll
bit.
cut this part out then. How about that? Now they know your secret.
Yeah, oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
That's so cool, man.
What was the title of the song again, real quick?
Heartbreak in a Honky Tonk.
Cool. Well, Thomas, I'm excited for you, man. I'm proud of you for pushing yourself and wanting to get better.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you're a regular. Obviously, all your songs are going on the A list and all the podcasts, all the playlists. I don't know why I say that. So congratulations, man. Thanks. Keep coming on. Keep getting better, and just super pumped for you, brother.
Yeah.
So good, dude.
Thank
So
y'all.
good.
Everybody. Absolutely. All right, Danny, why don't you get the first name from the hat?
Hold on. Mitch Whitaker, where are you?
Mitch Whitaker.
There he is. Come on
All
up,
right,
Mitch.
Mitch, come on up here. Plug in, get ready, take your time, no rush. We will keep on chatting. So, for a lot of these artists that are about to perform, what are 3 things, just as a songwriter, and obviously you mentioned that you were in a band, so you were an artist yourself. What are 3 things that initially get you from a performance?
Man, I think I just want to hear from a songwriter. I want to hear authenticity. I want to hear something that is unique to that writer. Obviously, looking for any kind of like unique lyrical or melody perspective. The songwriting thing is interesting because some really, really great songwriters are not great performers. And so from the standpoint of like going to like a songwriter round, listening to songwriters, I'm really more into the song than I am even processing the performance. Just man, the biggest thing to me is just uniqueness. Like, what do you have to say that comes across differently from, we're all saying the same thing. We're all rewriting the same song. And so trying to find a new way, a new hook, a new title, some new phrase, that's really kind of the primary thing.
Cool. I love that. And then you mentioned something backstage that I want you to share. You were talking about a really low moment in your life, and somebody important came in and gave you a chance.
Yeah, man. I was, probably 23, 24 years ago. So back in the 90s, I mentioned earlier, I had a record deal, pub deal. We had a few videos out on CMT, a couple of top 40 songs, and back in the mullet days. And you just don't think that stuff's going to go away. And the next thing I know, it did go away. And we lost our record deal, lost our pub deal. And I was just I had 2 young kids, and I was trying to figure out life. And I bumped into an old buddy of mine, a songwriter named Jeffrey Steele, who's in the Hall of Fame. He was in a band called Boy Howdy, and we had met on the road. And I bumped into him at Starbucks down by Vanderbilt. And I went up to say hello, and I was thinking, I'm not sure if this guy's going to remember me or not, but I'll go up and say hello. And he turned around, Danny Myrick, how the hell are you? He was really, really great. And I found out that he was really on fire at that point, and he was just probably the hottest songwriter in town. And so he just started asking me, how I was doing, and, like, are you still writing or whatever? And like I said, I was at a pretty low point in my life, and I was sort of mealy-mouthing, like, yeah, man, I'm trying. Yeah, man, like, life's been hard, and I'm whatever. And, man, he grabbed me by the shirt and kind of got in my face and goes, dude, don't you fucking quit. Whatever you do, don't quit. And he said, what can I do? What do I have to do to keep you here? And so he cleared his day. and sat with me for about 3 hours and kind of listened to my sob story, and then just encouraged me. And we met back a couple of days later at Starbucks, and we were going to sit for a minute. And he goes, "Man, what are you doing today?" And I'm like, "Nothing." He goes, "Well, come join my write." So I go into this co-write, and it's him and Tim Nichols, who wrote "Live Like You Were Dying" later on. And so we go in and we write this song. And the craziest thing about it was, this is at an independent publisher at the time called Windswept, where he wrote. And the Tennessean was doing a story on independent publishers. So we're in there hanging, me and Tim and Jeffrey Steele. And so there's a knock at the door, and Steve Markland, who was the publisher at the time, said, "Hey, there's going to be a photographer coming in, wants to take some pictures for the newspaper in a little bit." So next thing I know, about an hour later, this photographer comes in, takes some pictures. So the next day on the front page of the life section of the Tennessean is me and Jeffrey Steele and Tim Nichols. So it looked like I was really right, and that was relevant, But anyway, man, within about 4 months, Jeffrey signed me to a pub deal, and it changed my life. He didn't let me quit. So
that's so cool, man. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Funny story about that Starbucks. I did quit college in that Starbucks. I shut my laptop and I never opened up another assignment again.
I quit college as well. I was at Belmont when I quit, but I also quit.
Yeah, that's
Here's the quitter.
That's a good Starbucks, man.
It is a good Starbucks. Man. It used to be so much cooler.
It used to be the only one. Now there's a bunch. All right, well, let's give it up for Mitch Whitaker singing his song "Me for Me."
Oh, lover, I wish we'd sleep on this judgment day. The sun soon will rise and I'll do the same. Confessions of fault rewarded me no relief. It's 2 a.m. and talk is getting cheap. Oh, lover, love me for me, from the lowest low to the highest peak. Oh, lover, my eyes have oxidized, can't you tell? And the walls of this room look to me like a prison cell. As you claim to be sure that I am what I was before, but I promise you now, I'm not that anymore. Oh, lover, love me for me, and the many ways that I tend to be. Oh, in fact is, I'll never be all of what you want, but I'm real as anything apart from what I'm not. Oh, lover, adjust to what you must to get it through. For animosity points a sharp dagger back at you. And now the moon's almost gone, but the night will soon fade away as every ounce of me folds, 'cause I don't know what else to say. Oh, lover, love me for me. Must I bring back gold? Must I bend both knees?
Mitch Whitaker, everybody. Where are you from, man?
Portland, Oregon.
Oh, you take the mic off. You're from Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that's Portland, Tennessee.
I was gonna say. Very cool. Very cool. Tell us a little bit about that song.
Let's see. I wrote it a number of years ago. It was my first ever single. So I released it as a single, and then I released it on my album, my first album, which came out last year. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It's a song about trying to be accepted for who you are, and I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're not accepted for who you are a lot of times?
No, it's not really about me.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of my songs, I would say, come from a place of I can relate to the experience, but I'm not necessarily writing about myself all the time. So it's more of an idea.
Gotcha.
I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool. I guess my question is, who were you thinking of? Is there anybody in particular, or any like type of thing you were thinking of in particular with that song?
I think being known for what you're not versus what you are, or what somebody thinks you are. So there's not a lot of specifics, I guess, in the song, but that's kind of intentional, I guess. I don't know, does that
Is your
answer
thought
your
process seeing the idea of like pitching that to someone else to record, or does that feel like it's just your artistry? It's like all yours.
Yeah, no, I think it's, well, I mean, I write it because I think it's a good song.
Yeah.
And then I let the rest figure itself out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I have recorded it twice.
Yeah.
But I also think it's, potentially
For what it's worth, I loved
recordable.
it, man. I felt like closing my eyes. I was not in Nashville. I felt like I was in a coffee shop in the Northwest or something, and I loved your vocal delivery of it. I love the poetic lines. I love, it's 2 a.m. and talk has gotten cheap. I love my eyes have oxidized. The what was the animosity turns like a dagger or something.
Animosity points a sharp dagger back at you.
Dude, that's like so great. It's not really country,
Right.
Not conversational like country,
Right.
but
I'm really stoked to be here. I just want to say
Oh,
that.
no,
I was
dude.
really stoked to be
man.
invited
I
here.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like this is, I'm actually happy to have somebody like you as well, because this has become more than just a country show, and it's, a lot of the people we have on here are country, but like you said, you grew up doing gospel, and there's so many different genres within Nashville. And I guess that was my next question for you. Are you living in Nashville?
So I lived in Nashville in 2019 and 2020.
Okay. Where do you live now?
In Portland, Oregon.
You live in Portland now?
Yeah.
No way. And you
Yeah,
came out
man.
here just for the show?
Yeah, pretty much. So it worked out perfectly. I had a gig set up at the Bluebird Cafe, which I played at last night, and then you guys hit me up, and you happened to be doing, podcasts on Mondays.
Amazing.
So
great.
it worked out.
What's the music
Yeah.
scene like in Portland?
It's great. It's great. Portland gets a bad rap, and it's not deserved at all. Portland's great. The music scene's great. Lots of talented people. I'm trying to get out and play more. I've got an EP coming out in 3 days, and then I've got another EP coming out in April. So
Prolific.
there's a lot going on in Portland. Yeah.
have you ever met a songwriter named Dave Berg?
Dave
You know
Berg?
Dave is from Portland.
Okay.
And
Sounds
Dave is he's kind of like a folk rock guy. You would love him. You should check him out. But he had a little run a few years ago. He wrote "These Are My People" for Rodney Atkins, and he had like a Stupid Boy, Keith Urban with Sarah Buxton, and there were like 3 or 4 songs in a row. He was ASCAP CSAC Songwriter of the Year.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, but he's a Portland guy,
Okay.
and he's very poetic, and his songs come from that sort of place. But he kind of figured out a way to also marry that to like a mainstream Nashville thing,
That's awesome.
which is tough to do. But
Yeah, what's your dream for the next 5-10 years with your music? What is kind of your end goal?
To make a living playing music.
good luck with that.
Do you have another
Yeah,
job?
for sure.
Do you do something else?
I am daddy daycare right now.
Really?
Yep.
How many?
Just one, but he's
Okay.
he's a full-time job.
Wow.
But
How
yeah,
old?
1.5.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. He's awesome. He's the
What
best.
do you do when you're not daddy daycaring?
I play in the evenings.
Okay.
Been recording a lot. I write a lot.
Is there a scene up there in the region where you can get out and play shows pretty regularly? And
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's folk clubs, and Artichoke Music is a great nonprofit folk club in Portland that a lot of touring acts come through there. Yeah. I mean, the Portland Folk Fest. I played in January at the Crystal Ballroom Theater, and that was a real good time. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I was working with an artist, I don't know, probably 12, 15 years ago, who had come out of the folk scene, and we did a duo record together and traveling a little bit. I just was not familiar with the folk scene, and it's like, especially up the coast, the Northwest and also the Northeast, just a lot of places to play, house concerts, small like coffee shop, breweries and stuff that, like John Gorka, folks like that who have really kind of made a living over the years doing it. So, well, I wish you the best, man. That's a great song.
It's really cool to hear the different. I mean, I never grew up listening to folk music, so it's cool. We've had a couple of folk artists on the show, and you know, it does remind me of like Bob Dylan a little bit, kind of that thing. And what else do you sing about? Other topics? That sounded to me, honestly, my favorite part of the song was the lover. Love, the way that you landed the love. It's very lover love,
right.
And then
Using
me
this
for
verb
me.
end and noun,
It was super poetic, and I loved that.
Yep.
But what else do you sing about?
So I sing a lot of political music. Yeah, like the Dylan kind of Greenwich Village kind of stuff. You know, there's a lot going on in the country right now. There's a lot to say. So I'm doing my part. You know, some of my songs are more song form wise verses. Verse. Yeah. I sing about. I have a song coming out called "This Clan." It takes the lyric structure of "This Train," and it's about white supremacy, and it's about condemning white supremacy. I have a single coming out called "Dark Days of Freedom." It's kind of I think of it as like an aerial view, kind of fascism, both in the present and potentially in the future. I have songs about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did it go at the Bluebird last night?
Great.
Was it cool?
Great. Yeah.
That's your first time playing there?
Second time.
Okay.
Second time. But, you know, we live in turbulent times. I got a standing ovation from a woman, which was very nice after I sang Dark Days of Freedom.
Nice.
But I could also tell that, you know, when you sing political stuff, not everybody agrees with you.
Sure.
And that becomes palpable.
Sure.
And you can feel that, you know.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I think music heals a lot, and so, you know, sometimes it's kind of the only language that makes sense some of these days. So, yeah, man. I thought what you did was cool. I'm gonna leave this one up to Danny. I'm not like a folk guy, so I don't know how to even critique it. I thought it sounded cool, but like I just know I'm not educated enough in the world. So I want you to maybe.
Well, I tell you what, the one thing that's interesting to me about the song is I was assuming as you played it that you might have had some personal occurrence with someone. Like, it felt really personal. It's fascinating to me to hear you say that you wrote it from an idea, which we do all the time. But it sounded really, really personal, like a straightforward first-person conversation with someone.
Yeah, well, that's the trick, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
You know, if you want to write about an idea, you have to make it feel like it came
100%.
You know, from your lived experience.
Well, from my
But
perspective,
you can't walk in everybody's shoes.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. From my perspective, I mean, I'm certainly not a folk aficionado, but from my perspective, I thought from that style of music, that genre, I thought it was great, man. I thought it was like really, really good. I thought your voice fit the song great. Your playing was excellent, and yeah, whatever the level would be to move it up, I would definitely vote to do that. I don't know how it fits in with everything else you guys are doing.
What do you think?
I'm with Austin. I don't know, but I do want to seek it out and go find it. It's out, you said? I want to.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good. I want to go listen to it in the car on the way home. So you made rotation.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Boom.
I love it. And that's what, you know, the cool thing about Rotation too is it is a place to test music. So our fans listen to Rotation, they give us feedback. We're constantly hearing, oh, I like this, I don't like that, whatever it is. and kind of give it a chance to.
That's what I was curious
Give
about.
its
My
voice.
thought process
Yeah.
is the recording that you have out, is it stripped down like you played it tonight, or is it a little bit more?
One is with the full band, and one is stripped down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how listeners respond to it.
Me too.
'Cause it will. I'm assuming it will probably be a little bit different from most of the stuff in the playlist. I don't know, but it's.
Yeah,
but it was cool.
but
man.
we
Thank
have
you.
rap,
Thank
we
you.
have country, we have
Right on.
now
Yeah.
folk. So
you know what you get when you mix country and rap?
what?
Crap.
Damn it, I've heard that before.
If you do country rap, God bless you.
Unbelievable.
What about?
No, it was actually good. It was good.
That's hilarious. All right, man. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out all
Thank
the way
you.
to Nashville. Congrats
Thank
on
you.
playing the Bluebird.
Thank you.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
And hope you enjoy your stay here. And
Thank you.
And
Did you see Deacon Claiborne there?
No.
Oh, damn it. I've been trying to.
are you watching Nashville?
I binged it like a couple months ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Keep fighting
for
the good
having
fight,
me.
man. Good luck
Absolutely.
going
Nice to
forward.
meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Mitch.
Give it up for Mitch Whitaker, everybody.
Mitch Whitaker.
All right. Well, if you haven't yet, put your name in the bucket. We have a very limited amount of artists that are.
Did we
on
get an
this
Eli sighting?
here.
Did that ever happen or no?
The what?
Eli?
No.
Yeah, is Eli here by chance?
No?
That's all good. All
Let's
right.
go.
Eli,
We
you're dead
we'll have
to
some
us.
time
Yeah,
for
literally.
bucket balls. Do
All right,
it.
let's get the next name out of here. Come on.
Oh, who could it be?
I am guessing. Hello, Hawthorne.
Hello, Hawthorne.
I love that
Oh.
name. Hello,
All right.
Hawthorne.
Getting his guitar. All right.
All right. Let's see. Come up here. So
Need a drink? You good?
you wrote one of my favorite Jason Aldean songs ever. She's country. This guy is the biggest Rich Redmond fan. That's Jason, the drummer.
Rich was my mentor. Is my mentor.
How many times have you
For-
played She's Country?
Yeah, I was gonna say that earlier,
A
just
lot.
as a joke.
Yeah, a lot.
So many times.
But
That's awesome.
with that said, do you remember the moment when you realized that song was special?
Well, that's really interesting. So I was writing for Jeffrey Steele's company, and I co-wrote that with Bridget Tatum. I don't know how many of you guys know Bridget. Bridget's from South Carolina. She's from Florence, and she calls it South
She's
Kakalaki.
She's country.
She talks like this pretty much all the time. And the way the song came about is she came in one day, and we were working on a record for her, and she said, hey, she was all in a huff, and she's like, man, I got a problem. I'm like, what's the problem? There ain't enough songs for girls. So I'm like, well, let's write a song for girls. I already got one started. I'm like, well, what is it? So she had the first verse, and we demoed it up. And once we finished it, like everything about the song that you hear, including y'all ever met a real country girl? All the talking up front, that's all in the work. It's all from the demo.
That's cool.
And the breakdown, the instrumental breakdown, it's all from the demo. And the big difference in that song is I was writing for Jeffrey Steele's company. He was obviously on fire, and I used to see him, even if we didn't write, I was at his publishing company, so I'd see him in the morning over coffee. And I used to just quiz him all the time about what makes an album cut a single, like what. And so we would have these conversations, and we had just had International Harvester, and International Harvester was one of those songs. It would go up 2 spots one week, then it would drop 5 spots, then it would go up 2 spots, and then it just fought its way up the charts. And he used to say all the time, "I can't wait till you have one of those songs that just lives on its own." And so we demoed up She's Country. I got the mix back from my mix engineer, and I was meeting Jeffrey the next day to write. I say, I got this demo back, you got to hear. So we sat in his car, and he cranked it up, and he goes, that's the song. He said, that's going to change everything.
For Jason specifically, or just we didn't know yet?
At the time, the demo was honestly a little bit more aggressive than the record, and we were kind of going, nobody's going to cut this song. And I had just had a single on Big and Rich, and so I sent it to John Rich, and he's like, dude, I love this song, but we just finished our record. And so to her credit, we had a plugger at the time named Sarah Wood, and she knew Michael Knox, Jason's producer, pretty well, and so she sent it to him. And he hit back and said, I want to put this on hold. I don't know that Jason can sing it. It's so wordy and busy, but please don't play it for anybody else. And the rest is history.
And then he went on to have a lot of wordy songs.
A lot of wordy songs.
Yeah.
What's the Dirt Road Anthem?
Dirt Road Anthem
come
came
on.
right after that. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so cool. And so, obviously, that the International Harvester kind of worked its way up and finally was your first number one in country?
Well, it actually was man. That song died at number 10. What was crazy about it is it sat at number 10 for 9 weeks, and so it paid like a number one. But it's like it was he changed labels right in the middle of that song, and it just sat there forever. And so people usually think it's the number one song, but She's Country was a whole different deal. It literally was every Monday we would check the chart, and it had jumped, and it'd be 700 points, 1,800 points, whatever.
Was it Jason's first number one?
It was the second number one, and he's had 30 since then in a row. And it ended up being the most played song of the year, and it was the most played country song in strip clubs that year. So.
No way.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
How does that pay? Does that pay more? Do they send you a bunch of ones?
It paid in my heart.
If there's dancing involved.
He just gets a box of ones.
It made it rain in my house.
Yeah.
But how cool that literally every cover band, like I guess my first introduction to that would be as a 14-year-old playing in cover bands in upstate New York. That was on our set list. There was no way it wasn't going to be on our set list, and it's just so cool that you're part of a song that everybody plays.
Honestly, that's the cool thing about songs. I mean, like, right now we went to see Jason at the Bridgestone a few months ago, and I was texting Rich, and I said, hey, because we weren't sure we were going to be able to stay for the whole show, and I said, hey, when are you playing She's Country? He goes, dude, we're closing the show with it. Duh. So I'm like, okay, we got to hang. And then, Truck Yeah is Tim McGraw's opener. And so to hear a riff that you did become a thing. I mean, I've had so many situations. Morgan Wallen was one of them that we were in Vegas one night, and he realized that I wrote it. And he goes, dude, I can't tell you how much money I made in college off your song. Thank you very much.
Wow.
And so I'm like, you know how much money I could make if you would record one of my songs? Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I've heard that a bunch. That's, I mean, we all grew up the same way as players. I've played in cover bands, and we all have those favorite songs. And yeah, that's been really cool. I've had so many circumstances, random things, friends coming in from out of town. They want to go to Lower Broad. We had some friends from Mississippi one night. We go down there, and we go into this one bar that wasn't quite as crowded, and the band's setting up. The first thing they play is She's Country. And it's like, that's very cool. That never gets old.
So cool, man.
Never gets old.
That has got to be the best.
Yeah.
All right, well, everybody give it up for Hello Hawthorne.
Hello.
Singing.
Make sure we got
Just Can't Hardly Wait.
If you're coming home tomorrow, can you bring a twist of fate? Been waiting, darling, all this time. Oh, I just can't hardly wait. I can wash away your sorrows, even when it's getting late. Been holding steady with this song. Oh, I just can't hardly wait. I'll give to you all of my love, sweet one that I'm thinking of every day. Every day. In the moonlight, love will follow as we dance beneath the wave. Dream we kept alive, my dear. Oh, I just can't hardly wait. I write you songs just like Apollo at your month's macetate. My love written for you on the page. Oh, I just can't hardly wait. I'll give to you all of my love, thinking of every day, every day. Sing to me sweetly desperado. We both know it's my fate to play this old guitar beside you. Oh, I just can't hardly wait. I've never been a fool for love songs, but that's all changed as of late. Will you please just come back home, my dear? Oh, I just can't hardly wait. Will you come home? Oh, I just can't hardly wait.
Thanks. All right, hello, Hawthorne.
Hello.
Hello.
Tell us, I gotta ask, where does the name come from?
Yeah, so it comes from a place that it looks good on a marquee, but it also comes from it's kind of a two-sided thing. I've been releasing music under my own name for the last 10 years, and for some reason over the last 2 years, my songwriting has completely shifted, and the material is so out of place in contrast-wise against my other stuff. I started playing with some guys, we started putting some stuff together, and this was the first song I wrote where I was like, hey, this is something different. And I can't put my name on it because chronologically it makes no sense. So for some reason, I wanted something that invites people in. Like, hey, you don't need to know anything. You don't need to be a fan of a certain genre. I want something that invites somebody into my music. So I knew it was hello. And then I looked in a rhyming dictionary and I saw the word Hawthorne and I was like, that's it.
What does Hawthorne mean?
It's a type of wood.
Okay.
It's a type of wood. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, so we got a lot of wood out there. So.
Isn't that also isn't there a poet?
Yeah, there is too. There's a lot of different Hawthornes.
I'm gonna wake up some mornings and say, hello, Hawthorne.
Hey, there you go, man.
Oh
to each their
my
own. To each
God,
their
your
own.
name in your morning wood.
Oh man, that's
Wow.
crazy.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
so tell me a little bit about what genre would you say?
Man, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Okay.
Every song, particularly this song, there's a lot of Cuban jazz influence in the instrumentation. My drummer, he has a Cuban Afro fusion jazz group, and he does a lot of hand percussion on like bongos and all these crazy.
I can hear that on that song.
Yeah, so it's like this boom, cat, boom, boom, cat, boom, boom kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then some of my songs are more James Taylor singer-songwriter-ish, and there's some pop influence. So I'm still trying to figure that out. Actually, on my Lyft ride over here, the Lyft driver asked, and I said, "Why'd you ask this question?" I have no idea. And he was so confused by that, but then I'm also kind of confused by it because I'm still trying to figure it out.
It's funny you say that with the band thing, because what I was feeling, just hearing the acoustic, I was like feeling this like Bob Seger meets Van Morrison acoustic vibe thing.
Oh,
That's what,
yeah.
I was kind of like doing in Night Moves land with your.
You know what I was hearing?
Dude, that's right.
I was hearing Jack Johnson. I was hearing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And I guess that's
feel
what's
that.
so cool about all of that. What we just said.
Yeah.
Is it could be the same thing with a different beat. Like
Yeah.
it really does. It's dependent on the percussion.
Yeah.
When you said it's more of like a jazz Latin thing, that's cool too. That's not. I mean, that's like not even anywhere what I would have expected.
Same,
But yeah.
Well, no,
He's a drummer. So he does.
that strumming pattern and the tempo, it just gives you if you sent that to a drummer, they're already hearing one of your typical, like there's 3 main conga and bongo patterns that you can play.
Yeah.
It's one of those. But
That's awesome.
Jack Johnson's music might have some bongos and
Yeah,
congas in
it
it.
does, yeah.
It does.
For sure. For
That's
sure.
interesting you said
But-
that. Like now I can totally hear the sort of Bob Segery, like Americana kind of vibe.
John Cougar.
Yes, with the Jack Johnson kind of melody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of the vibe.
Man, and if you're searching, if you're trying to figure that out, that's a cool place to be as an artist, right? It's a really fun place. It's freeing, it's scary, but I would just encourage you, man, to really push that limit. Your voice, it has that softness in that maybe that's what I was hearing from the Jack Johnson kind of vibe. It was like I wanted to be on a beach chilling, drinking a beer. You know what I'm saying? So maybe try that, dude. Like maybe try that with your voice. I don't know. Test some stuff out. It's a fun place to be as an artist. That's all I can say.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I was thinking about the song. It's interesting if you land on a hook or a title that is, I don't want to use the word mundane, really like pretty normal. Just can't hardly wait. It's not a way out there title, right? So from that standpoint, the rest of the song really needs to be super, super interesting. And I thought with the verses you were there. I love some of the pictures that you had. I kind of wanted to hear from a little bit more commercial perspective. I was waiting for you to go da 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 da. Just can't hardly wait. Can't hardly wait for your kisses and something. Like can't hardly wait for what? Some more stuff, like some sort of a list that felt like a chorus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that you went up to that one sort of chorus refrain thing, but I thought there could maybe be a little bit more lift of a chorus. Right. That went a little bit to Van Morrison world, you know?
Yeah, no,
you know what
I
I'm
totally
saying?
agree. Yeah.
Just as a thought.
Totally, yeah. And I think if it was a country song, I would have written that song, Just Can't Hardly Wait. Man, like the tension, like with someone you love, like that sexual tension, like I just can't hardly wait to be with you, to all those things.
To whatever, fill in those words.
Yeah, it's just that tension that you're feeling. But man, like that's the cool part about music is just it's so different. Like we all said different things that and I think my biggest challenge for you, man, is like you're gonna have to do that hard work. It's almost like going to therapy. You're gonna have to figure out who you are so that when you get on stage, there's absolutely no question about what the music is.
Right.
And that's the difference that I've seen between. We have a lot of artists that are trying stuff out, and I love that. But the difference between that and an absolute star is that star knows who they are before they even walk on the stage.
Yeah.
And so that's literally, it's just going to take time, it's going to take work, and it's going to take a lot of like self-reflection, really. Right. But I know you can do it, man. And that's kind of my advice to you is don't let us question. Come on here and
because
make
the
sure we know.
playlist, this podcast is to try things out sometimes too.
I love that.
Want everybody to feel comfortable doing that.
100%.
And I'm so happy you did that. I'm just saying, going forward as you progress through Hello Hawthorne, right? Like, you gotta know, pinpoint it. Like, this is who I am. This is what I stand for, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we feel a little like. You feel like there's doubt within yourself, and there should never be doubt within yourself. You're awesome.
Right.
Well, I think the key is like, it's not even really about genre. It's really just knowing who you are. And I think it's great that you talked about that with your Lyft driver and then answering this question here. I think it's important. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You need to figure this out. But get to a place that somebody asks you that question, and it's not even a hesitation. Oh, man.
Right.
This is who I am.
Where are you from?
That's what I do.
I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Fort Wayne.
Okay, very cool. And how you been in Nashville for a while? Or?
No, I came here just for this.
Oh, so you didn't even live here?
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
I live in Fort Wayne.
Are you playing in Fort Wayne at all?
Oh yeah, there's about 3 places to play, and I'm playing all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing the tour, the Fort Wayne tour.
Yeah. We've done. It feels like a world tour. You play 3 places. 2 times. You do a morning show and an evening show, and then you just keep playing the 3. And every night it's the same people, so they really come to know your lyrics and love your music.
Cool.
So it's really a dynamic scene, you guys.
Great.
It's really something else.
That's
It
awesome.
really
What
is.
about do you do anything else, or you just play music full time?
Yeah, no. So I it's kind of weird. So of course I'm a dad. I got 2 kids. I got a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Congratulations.
2-year-old son, 1-year-old daughter. And I'm married. My wife and I have been together 6 years. And I'm actually an optician. I make glasses.
Oh, nice.
So I work in a lab cutting lenses.
We need to talk.
I was going to say, I really love your specs there.
Thank you very much.
So I do that. And then I'm also in school full time. I'm working towards becoming an optometrist. So I'm getting my bachelor's in health science
Dude,
right
what
now.
a busy guy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and
man.
doing music full time.
I love
I'm playing
it.
Jesus.
I love
too
it,
much.
man.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, man, I appreciate you coming here. I really do. And I think like I said, just do that work. Obviously, you don't have a lot of time. So it's hard to, with 2 kids and being an optometrist and all these things that you're doing, it's hard to have self-reflection. But when you're writing and when you're in that music mode, really do the work. The work. to find out who you are as an artist. And I
That'll
think
drive you to succeed.
100%.
A couple of starving kids, and
Yeah.
you know,
No doubt.
100%.
and a college bill, man. You know.
And it feels like, though, every time I write a new song, like with this new project, right now I have 5 songs that are completely different from my old material. And it feels like the more I'm writing, the more I'm starting to get a feel of what I
peeking out.
want to do. So I really love what you said about self-reflection, because that's what it feels like when I write. So I'm excited to keep pushing that limit.
Do these 5
like you
new
said.
songs sort of exist in the same orbit?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I mean, there's a consistency in the feel, and then lyrically, there's a real big consistency. Like the guys I play with, they're like, "This is gonna be something. We
great.
just got to figure out what it is," you know.
I love it, man. I love
Yeah.
it. Well, thanks for coming on. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. And I think once you figure that out, I want you to come back, and I want you to show us who you are.
Yeah, I would love to come back.
I love it,
This has been
man.
awesome. The Nashville scene's amazing. This is my first time here, and I've just spent the last couple days playing and hanging out, and it's been
Well,
awesome writing.
Welcome to Nashville, man. Hello.
Hell yeah! Everybody, give it up for Hello Hawthorne. Come on.
Thanks.
Well, we have a bucket. We got some names in there, Mikey. Yeah. All right, we got some names in the bucket. Anybody else want to put your name in the bucket? Last call for the bucket.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. All right, and
Buck it up.
it's bucket time. All righty. This is a whole poem for
I'm
you.
gonna say, last name is Patterson. Is it Luke? Luke Patterson.
Luke Patterson.
Luke Patterson. Come on.
Patterson. Hey.
Come on, Luke.
Luke Patterson. All right. So,
Luke. What does it say? I am your father. Is that your email? That's amazing.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Dude, that's so good.
it's crazy. So what you talked about a little bit about the money, the strip club thing, but what was the first check you got from songwriting where you were like, okay, this might work?
Dude, the first check I got, I was 19. I had this number 1 gospel song, like shifting from the strip club thing. I had this number 1 gospel song right before I turned 18, and it was a gospel group. My family band. My dad also promoted concerts, and so we would open for these national gospel acts. So anyway, the way that happened is one of these artists that we played before, they came up to me after the show and said, "Hey, that one song you guys did, where did that come from?" I'm like, "Well, I wrote that song," and they were like, would you be okay with us recording it? And I didn't really know how that worked, and so next thing I know, a few weeks later, I get this contract in the mail, and it's a single song contract. It automatically enlisted me to BMI, and so fast forward, that song becomes like a 6-week number 1 song. And this is, the Southern gospel world is a really small world, but I got a check for $4,000 or something.
That's crazy.
I went
At
to the
17?
I went to the I was almost 19. I went to the mailbox and it was from BMI, and I don't know who BMI is. And I opened it, and it was a check. And so I called BMI, like, what's going on? Well, we collect songwriter royalties for performances. And I was like, oh man, that was the first time I started feeling like, well, if I had 10 of these, I just was like, okay, maybe this could be a job.
So you got the bug.
I got the bug.
That's so cool.
I mean, I was gonna do it if I went broke, but it was like
100%. It's better with.
It's better to get a paycheck. Yeah.
For sure.
It wasn't stripper cash,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
it was gospel money.
It
You know what I
It
mean?
was gospel money.
Yeah, it was good.
What? You're good. What is the best way for a young writer to get a publishing deal? Let me rephrase that.
Whew.
If you were to look a young writer in the face right now and say, "This is how you get a publishing deal," what would you say?
Man, that is so complicated these days. Man, I think to go back to what I said earlier, I think the best thing you can do is find your unique perspective on things, say things in a way. Like, I remember, back like in the early 2000s, being in co-writes, and people would say, man, we're looking for like a Jeffrey Steele song. Man, we're looking for like a Craig Wiseman song. And I remember Jeffrey saying, he would tell me like, man, if you can find your way to that where people are asking. I remember, for a while it was Sam Hunt. Everybody, man, we're looking for something like a Sam Hunt kind of thing. If you can find your way to speak in a language in a way that's kind of unique, There's so much sameness, as you know, man. Like publishers, record labels, they hear so many things that it's like, you know, just think how many songs they hear every day that are just some new take on a truck song or whatever. Like there's just so much stuff, and anything that you can do. I think that, you know, if you look at the artists who've blown up over the last few years, really the last 20, 30 years, it's people who have just a different take on things. And I think as a songwriter, it's a similar thing. Just find a perspective that's fresh, you know?
I love that.
So
I love that.
And write a lot of them. Write 1,000 songs.
Write your butt off. Yeah. All right, Luke, you ready? Bucket pull?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody give it up for Luke Patterson, bucket pull, singing
I Am Your
Thoughts of
Father.
Man.
I love it.
All right. This is Thoughts of Man. What does it mean to lead? How does one learn to lead? How can I know what is the best for her? How does one find the truth? How do I find the truth? How can I know what is right and what's wrong? Who knows the answers to these thoughts of man? Who knows the answers to these thoughts of man? How does one find patience? I need to learn patience. I'm struggling, God, be the man that she needs. How can one learn to teach? Where can I learn to teach? I don't know how, say what needs to be said. Who knows the answers to these thoughts of man? Who knows the answers to these thoughts of man? How can I be the man she needs to lead her to your light? We're stuck in the weeds and oh good God, I don't want there to be no fight. Everything I thought I knew's been turned down on its head. I'm learning to be a man, I guess. You don't always need to be right. You don't always need to be right. Who knows the answers to these thoughts of man? Who knows the answers to these thoughts of man?
All right, Luke Patterson, everybody. Oh yeah, Luke. How old are you, man?
Fantastic.
No, how old are you?
How old? 23.
23. Where are you from?
In the words of Hank Snow, I've been everywhere.
Okay. Where do you live now?
Nashville.
Nashville. Very
Yes,
cool.
sir.
Very cool. Tell us about that song. Is it about anybody in particular? Or?
Yeah, I wrote it about my girlfriend. You know, we've been dating for about 8 months now. And I was just sitting, and it's something, you know, I've never really been in love like that before, you know? And I was like, how can I be the best thing for her? What can I do to be the best for her? And I just really thought about it, and then this song kind of came of that.
Cool. I saw the part of the song where you were like wanting maybe I didn't catch this right. You were wanting her to like love God more. Is that a
No, it's just like how do I find the patience to keep us both on the right track? How do I keep us both from, because like that's really a lot of the man's job, I guess, in that duality is like how do you lead without being overbearing and all, you know what I mean? It's a complex thing to figure out in a relationship.
So it's kind of just intrusive thoughts of all these things you're maybe struggling with.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. What did you think, Danny?
Well, I thought it was very introspective, which I thought was very cool. I think it showed some depth. I'm assuming that you're, as a songwriter, your focus would be country, right?
No.
Or not necessarily?
No, it's just whatever comes. Sometimes it's country, sometimes it's more.
I mean, is this
things.
something you would love to do for a living, or is it like?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as an artist or a songwriter who pitches songs, or what's?
I enjoy songwriting the most.
Okay.
But I think I could do both. I just don't know. Right now,
Okay.
I feel like songwriting is where I enjoy it the most.
Okay.
I'm terrified sitting here right now.
Right.
Be honest.
Well, so the reason I asked that is like that's a little bit different, like a mental muscle where you're thinking, if you're not an artist where you're going, I want to say what I want to say and that's all that matters. If you think about pitching the song, then you have to think a little bit in terms of, what artists would say. Like when you were explaining the song, well, first of all, there was a couple of thoughts. One is I thought that maybe melodically there was a lot of sameness, and I thought your chorus maybe could have lifted somewhere different. And then I thought, when you were talking about your girlfriend, we asked where the song came from. You said, I've never been in love like this before. And I thought that's maybe a little bit more accessible idea. You know what I mean? Like Thoughts of Man might be a part of a song that says, I've got all these thoughts and these things that I want to do because I've never been in love like this before. You know what I mean? So the thought process is if you're thinking about being a songwriter and your hope would be that maybe you could find a way to monetize that, then it's maybe thinking a little bit more universal, like what's more kind of a universally accepted thought. And so I would think simplify, this guy named Big Al Anderson, who's got a bunch of hits, he used to say, dumb it down, but make sure it's good and dumb. You know what I mean? And so it's not necessarily that, but just simplify. Thoughts of Man is a pretty heady thought, And so if you were pitching that song, I think you would have a hard time finding an artist to record a song called Thoughts of Man. But I thought the topic was great and the introspection was great. But it might be maybe that there would be a little bit more universal idea to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really cool.
I love that advice, and I think honestly the hardest part about this show for me is like sometimes I'm the average dumbass artist that just wants to hear catchy melody candy. That's what I want. I want that. I love it. It's my favorite shit on this show. And so I felt like tonight was a little heady, and a lot of the songs were super great, but like more introspective, which is totally cool. But that's just not my thing personally. And so I would say for you, I would go, and I think you have about 5 or 6 songs within that song. I think the stuff that you were mentioning in each of the verses could probably be its own song. And maybe that's inspiring for you because I think that what you said, just making it a little bit more broader of a topic. Also, I gotta ask, who are your influences with music, man? You have a really unique voice.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'd probably say like Jackson Browne, Neil Young, stuff like that. Not really anything. But I listen to a lot of music. Like
Yeah.
the only thing I don't really love is like reggae. I like listen to Spanish. I listen to classic rock, modern, classical, whatever.
Yeah, because you hit like some rock notes where I was like, oh man, this is like really cool.
Yeah.
This reminds me of some
little
some
Stained
like,
kind of vibes or whatever, yeah.
But then it was also super country too, so I was like a little confused.
Yeah.
It was you got a cool, real deep tone. I think you should lean into that more. But yeah, man, I think this song was really cool for you. And you're right, as a songwriter, I've been writing for a few artists that I'm really excited about lately, and it's been really fun because I've always been an artist, and so it's kind of fun to put on my songwriter hat. And I think it's important. And I don't know if we talk about this enough, but like it really is a different hat. And so that would be a great song for you as an artist. But if you're wanting to pitch that, you have to put on a different hat, and you almost have to become the therapist instead of the person getting therapy. You have to be the one that's like, man, tell me about you. Like, tell me what can we do? Like, what kind of song would Jason Aldean want? Oh, what's he going through right now? What are some things that are present in his life? Like, that's how songwriters think. Artists are narcissists, and they want it to be all about them. That's the truth. I swear to God. And so it's very true, and it's been fun for me to see both sides of that. So that's my advice for you is like, and all the artists on the show is you have to become the person that is. You're no longer the vessel. You are what's giving the vessel the momentum. I don't know if that makes sense.
It's almost like I think of it a lot of times as a vocational songwriter, almost like you're if you had been hired by an ad agency to write a car commercial for whatever company, you would get this briefing from them that says, we're looking for this kind of vibe, these kind of ideas, this kind of whatever. And so you don't necessarily have to go into a song like that and go, what would Morgan Wallen want to say? You don't necessarily have to be that specific, but I do think the idea if your vibe is not necessarily as an artist, but you would like to write songs as a songwriter to pitch, I think your thought process would be, how can I make this as universal as possible? So if you thought for a second, like you just took if you just looked at a list of what male artists are on the radio, because it feels like a guy song, right? So if you were looking at the list of like 7, 8, 9 different artists, you may have like a Jason Aldean who's like way over here, and then, I don't know, Zach Bryan, whoever, he writes his own songs. But something that's completely different. But the thought process of being, what would be my best possibility of pitching? The idea would just need to be as universal as possible. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I think that you can get into some quirky stuff, which I liked. Because part of what I was talking about earlier, saying some things in a different way, I think you did that a little bit. I just think that as an overall idea, Thoughts of Man is a little bit heady. And your song sounded enough country that I think that's where it would be pitched. And I don't know that there's any country artist who would cut that title. And then I just think melodically it could be a little more interesting, go to some different places.
What do you like to do for fun, man, besides music?
Boy, I like to do, that's really all I do at this point right now is I just write and then try to perform when I can. I write a lot.
Do you do music full time or?
No, I work, I used to be in the RV industry, and then I had an accident, and I got into. Now I'm just working at a Staples, and I just do the music thing, kind of.
In the check, yeah.
Do you do a lot of passports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a passport?
Dude, no, I just know Staples is like the spot for the passport. I don't know why.
We don't.
When did that happen?
Did you hook me up last minute?
Could I find a single staple in the place to if you want to buy Staples, they don't even exist anymore.
They have them,
but you can't get a passport. It's crazy. So anything else interesting about you? You ever been arrested? You ever done anything crazy?
No, I've never been arrested.
Yet.
I was homeschooled, moved around a lot as a kid.
So you talked about that, like, I've been everywhere. What were your parents? Was like missionaries, military, like what?
No, my dad worked in the flooring industry, just as like a store manager, and my mom always kind of had cold feet, so like every couple of years she'd be like, I want to move.
Okay.
Can you get a promotion? And he'd be like,
your dad would start a job and then not finish it, and he'd move.
Basically.
She had cold feet, so you didn't. Did you move to Florida at all, or what?
We lived in Sarasota for 2 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because you're warm feet. Right?
Warm feet. Get your feet in some warm sand.
Where did you move to Nashville from?
I moved here from Sarasota.
From Sarasota, okay.
A woman with cold feet meets a floor
That's
man.
right.
That's perfect.
What did you think about the winter, the ice storm coming from Sarasota?
Oh, I don't mind it. I lived in Salt Lake City for a little while.
Okay.
I lived in Missouri for a little while, so I've seen
What was
worse
your
weather.
favorite place?
I'd have to say probably Sarasota or Salt Lake, but Salt Lake during the summer. During the winter, it sucked. I hated it.
Ah, gotcha.
Beautiful
gotcha.
town.
Very cool. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on, and that's what this show's all about, is just trying stuff out and seeing why. I think the main question you have to ask yourself is why. Why does this work? Why does it not? And then how can I get better? And I'm not a better person on the stage than Danny to have that advice for you. So, man, keep going. Keep writing.
Yeah,
Keep
good
doing
luck
it.
to you, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Nice to meet you, brother. Thanks
Nice
for
to meet
putting
you
your name in the bucket.
Luke Patterson.
Luke, huh? Sure, whatever you want. Yeah.
All right, we have a special guest.
Go in the back real quick. Put on a different outfit.
I'll let
Have
you
to
tune
work.
up. I'll let you tune up. Take your time.
Hey,
Take your
I was
time.
gonna say something. What were you saying? You said it's interesting tonight how every song was kind of heady and not as commercial and whatnot. It just made me think. But I thought it was really interesting tonight that everything was a little like different, not as mainstream. But I liked the delivery, made it work.
Totally. I was captivated.
The tone matched the song.
Totally.
Which we always tell people sometimes if the tone doesn't match, we immediately tell them, hey, make sure that your
I
tone
was hanging
matches.
on every word,
Yeah,
for sure, and I think that's cool. And
the
I love that every week is different on the show. It's never the same thing, which is fun.
I thought the deliveries were different too. I mean, you could tell
Yeah.
the difference in, hello. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the Portland guy. It's like,
and
hello.
Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch, because that was a very artist approach. This is just kind of what I do, and the idea, then of the idea of like, this is just a song I might pitch. It's a different take.
It is. I do want to take a second. We have some new hats. They just came in. We got 3 different hats. If you're watching the podcast, if you're here, be sure to get one. They're fresh off the press. You can get it on playlistedpod.com, or if you're here, you can get it here as well.
Sometimes that guitar.
Do we have this
ready?
guitar out front?
Let me make sure you got enough in your.
What do we want to hear? What kind of song do we want to play?
You play whatever you want.
Let's give him a brief, actually, and he has to write it now.
No, we're not doing that. All right, I'll play. We talked about She's Country earlier. I'll play Stripper Song. Truck, Daddy's sweet money done jacked it up. She's a party all-nighter from South Carolina, a bad mama jammin' from down in Alabama, a raging Cajun lunatic from Brunswick, juicy Georgia peach with a thick southern drawl, sexy swinging wall. Brother, she's all country. Shoot, from her cowboy boots to her down home route, she's that's the way she was born and raised. Ain't afraid to stay country. Brother, she's country. Hell raising sugar when the sun goes down. Mama taught her how to rip up the town. Honey dripping honey from the holler in Kentucky. She flipping kinda trippy like a Mississippi hippie. The Kansas princess, crazy mother trucker, undercover lover, thick southern drawl, sexy swinging walk. Brother, she's all country. Shoot, from her cowboy boots to her down home route, she's country. From the song she plays to the prayer she prays, that's the way she was born and raised. Ain't afraid to stay country. My brother, she's country. Yeah, she's country. From her cowboy boots to her down home roots, nothing but country. Yeah, she's country. Shoot, from her cowboy boots to her down Hell yeah, that girl is all about the country. From the backwoods, she's a homegrown, down to the bone, she's country. Yes, she is. Yeah.
Danny Myrick, everybody. Let's go. Let's go, man.
That's
Thank
cool.
you so much. Holy. That is awesome. What a treat, man. It's so awesome to get to hear that and hear your take on that song, too. It's like you've heard it a million times, but then to hear you sing it, I could tell, like, the parts that were you, weirdly, you know, because hearing Bridget, it's like, it's fun.
Well, I mean, that's what you kind of hope for. And, you know, like I said, you know, it's when we wrote the song, like, she came in and she kind of had that first verse, and we didn't have a hook at all, and we started kind of, we were doing the chorus as sort of dummy lyrics, you know, and we were trying to land on a title, and it was like, man, what is it about this girl? Okay, she's a country girl, she's country, and we just started doing, you know, from her cowboy boots to her down home roots, just doing that. And then when we finished the song, I mean, I was like, we were like, do we need a bridge or whatever? And I was like, well, you know, I grew up playing bass in like bands, and playing bass. I always like songs like Black Dog, where the bass player could join the solo, ba 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 ba. I said, why don't we do something like that? And so we did that in the writer room, and I was like, man, I just don't know that we have a title. I don't know if She's Country says enough. And to her credit, the girl in the room said, no, it says plenty. I think it's right.
That's
so like the breakdown where all the instruments are playing that same, that wasn't something that they were like, hey, this should be in the studio.
All in the co-write.
Get out of here.
Matter of fact, if you go to Spotify or Apple Music, my record is on there, and look up She's Country just under my name, and
That's what I was gonna ask.
It says She's Country original.
You made the A-list, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your version.
I have been waiting on the A-list. Yeah, and it just says original demo.
like
and
that.
you know
That's cool.
what's crazy about that is I made this record back in 2010, and I put International Harvesters on it. I've got some other stuff on it. But all the other songs I re-recorded. I was like, making a record. And my engineer, Chad Carlson, he would send me a mix, and I would go back with some edits like we do sometimes. And so he always does them like ref 1, ref 2, ref 3. So almost some of them had like ref 12. And I look back when we did the mastering, and She's Country, that demo was ref 1.
Wow.
And so it just was the first thing it came back with was the demo, and it worked.
Crazy.
So.
I'm curious, has the way that you may perform it as stuff like this changed over once Jason did it? Did it change at all? It just kind of was what it was. And I'm not saying this in any way toward him, but if you listen to his record, I mean, it's even like the way the whole thing up front started. So Chad Carlson, my engineer on it, I went in to do vocals, and he had looped like this banjo thing and extended the intro. And so the intro was long and had this whole bow kind of thing. And I'm just killing time, and I'm just like being stupid on the mic going, you boys ever met a real country girl? That's all on the demo. And we just left it on there. And like when we got to the breakdown, show them how a country girl does it one time. It was all in the demo.
That's
and I never dreamed that an artist would hear that and go, okay, that's what it is. And it was a reminder that, sometimes just be a little left of center, a little out of the box. But no, I've always done it the same way.
That is so cool. All right, we're gonna do rapid fire before we wrap up the show. But
oh Lord, okay.
This is the teacher moment. So you told me a little bit about some bad publishing deals that you might have been a part of. For an artist that's about to sign their first publishing deal, is there any specific point in that deal, looking back, that you wish you were more educated on?
100%. I mean, I think just the power of ownership. Owning, there's basically, people get a little confused sometimes. It's not a 50-50 with a song. There's two 100% sections of a song, and it's 100% writer's share, and then the 100% publisher's share. So if you write the song by yourself, you've got 100% of the writer's share, but you also have whatever percentage of the publishing share you're willing to take. So if you do a pub deal, in Nashville, unfortunately, pretty typically, if you've never had a deal, publishers are going to ask for 100% of the publishing share. Man, if you decide to give up 100% of the publishing share, it needs to be for either a significant amount of money, or you really need to feel an extreme confidence that that publisher is going to get you in rooms that you could otherwise not get to, or get into, or get your songs to artists that there's no way you can get them to. And that's a hard thing these days, because almost every artist these days has their crew of people, whether it's Luke Combs or Morgan Wallen or Lainey Wilson. And understandably, they've got their people that they write their songs with, and it's worked for them. So it's really hard for you to get in that crew. So yeah, just the ownership is such a big deal, man, because it really doubles your money. And so maintaining a piece of your publishing, that's going to be really hard to do on a first deal. Honestly, you know that. In town, publishers ask for the whole thing. But if it's the case that you find a deal, you're bartending, you're waiting tables, you're like, man, I just need that break. Then I would say, if you do a 100% publishing deal, just keep it as short as you can keep it.
Yeah, yeah. Take as little amount of money.
Take as little amount of money,
just enough to survive.
As short a period of time, and get out of it.
What is the biggest mistake you see young artists making today?
Copying other artists. I mean, the biggest thing is like, you look at you're like a blonde girl from the South, and you look at Lainey Wilson and you go, dude, man, like, I love her music, and you have to do cover songs and do all your thing as you grow up, but you start, man, I sound like the last thing you want is for some A&R guy or some producer or publisher to come hear you play out, and they go, she's kind of like a new Lainey Wilson. We don't need a new
I was
new
just
Lainey
gonna
Wilson.
say that.
We've got a Lainey Wilson.
Yeah.
It'll be something different,
Yeah.
Find your own lane.
All right, couple more. Who is the best? First of all, this is a two-part question. How many songs do you think you've written in your times altogether?
Oh my God.
Take a guess, and then of those rights, who is the single-handed most talented writer you've ever been in the room with?
Whoa, that is a complicated question. The first question's pretty easy. It would just be doing the math. I mean, there was a period of time from I signed a pub deal in 2002. There was a lot of double right days, turning in 150 songs a year. I don't do the math, 3,000 songs. I've written a bunch of songs. I've written a lot of shitty songs, Austin. A lot of bad songs.
It takes that, though.
It does.
Takes that.
And then the best in the room, man, that is so subjective.
Just for you personally, where you were like, wow, this person is special.
Well, I mean, again, my mentor in the business was Jeffrey Steele. And I have to say, what's so great about him, I would encourage anybody listening to this. We were doing this the other night. We had a couple of songwriter friends over Friday night, my wife and I. We grilled steaks, and we ended up like sipping whiskey on the back deck and going back through some old playlists. Man, go to like 2002, 3, 4, 5 to Jeffrey Steele's solo records. And so he's got one called, what is it, Gold, Platinum, Chrome, and Steel, whatever. And that's all the hits. It's just a bunch of hits. But there's several other records during that time. And honestly, they're just demos. And what I learned under him is like, man, you talk about the chameleon thing, man. He was all over the place. There's songs that feel like they could be sort of like a country version of Led Zeppelin. And then there's just straight up like, hell yeah, turn it up, right on. And it's like he was all over the place. And so I also think that he was really, really great at sort of knowing what he brought to the room. I remember him talking a lot about, he had several hits with a guy named Chris Wallen, who was super, super country. And then he had several hits with a guy named Steve Robson, who was from England, who was a track guy. And so that was the first time that, Steve just brought him tracks. What Hurts the Most these days, those songs were just tracks, and he top-lined those. And so he knew that, like, man, if somebody brings in a country idea, or if I have a country idea, I'm going to holler at Chris Wallen, because he will get that. And he was really smart enough to know that. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, like, you got people like Matresa Berg, and I've never written with Tom Douglas, but I hear people talk about being in a room with him. Casey Beathard. You've got these people that, my first hit songwriter was with a guy named Don Fremer, It's spelled Pfrimmer. For you young songwriters, go look him up. There's like a ton of hits. Back in the day, there was an artist named Sylvia that was just super, super huge. He wrote all those songs. But he was the first time I had seen that I was in a room, and I was like, I've got this idea. And he's like, what's the idea? So I share the idea, and I'm like, I don't know where the verse goes, but I'm kind of hearing like, da la da song da da down song down da 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 down da 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 down, and he would be like, play that one more time, and be like, da 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 da, play that one more time, and I'd do it again, and he would say, okay, try this, and he couldn't sing worth the shit, but he would go, the way that highway paints that sky on a frame. He would just like throw these lyrics out.
I love this life.
But I'm like, oh my God.
Andrew Dorff was like that too.
Andrew Dorff was like that.
Same type of.
Casey Beathard's like that.
Wow.
Just sort of like Marla Cannon Goodman is incredible.
Crazy.
And there's
crazy.
too many of them to like name just one, but
I love it. I'm gonna look them up. That's very cool. All right, the last question we like to ask people is called Two Truths and a Lie. Okay, this is Nashville version. So, what are the two truths you stand by, and on your headstone you want underneath your name, and what is the biggest lie in Nashville as a songwriter?
Oh my God, two truths and a lie. The truth on my headstone would be like, he lived his life the way he wanted to live it. Like that is the truth. It took me to probably age 50, but I ultimately learned to really like the guy in the mirror, and that was really important. Another truth. The best song always wins. A great song always wins. A lie.
I'm going to ask you one more about that because I think there's a little bit of I've seen from a lot of the songwriters and the people that we've had on the show. There's a little lack of hope with what you just said. Sometimes we're seeing the most political song wins, not like left or right, Republican, different. It's like who has
Industry
the most political infrastructure within Nashville wins. But you still believe that. You still believe the best song wins.
Man, I think a great song. I think a great song changes everything, and I think
so good to hear.
I really do think. I mean, you still occasionally. I mean, the biggest streaming artist in our format is Morgan Wallen, and he cuts a lot. I shouldn't say. I don't even know like the last couple of records as much, but he blew up on a lot of outside songs. Like what really, really like if you go back to like his first 7, 8, 9, 10 hits, probably half of them are outside songs. Same with FGL, some artists like that. You know, a great song, I just think is pretty undeniable. I think the biggest lie in town is that the most talented people win. That's just not true. You could have all the talent in the world if you're not driven, if you're not willing to work hard. I think if you're young and you move to town to chase this thing, the one piece of advice I would give is never let anyone outwork you. Like, you know, because it doesn't matter. I used to love the conversations about, you know, Michael Jordan. You know, there's a couple of conversations with him that, you know, he got cut from his high school team in 10th grade. But from then on, the rest of his life, he was always known as being the first in the gym and the last one to leave. And if Michael Jordan, who is probably the most talented basketball player ever, if he feels the need to be in first and leave last, then your ass probably better do the same thing. Kind of the feeling.
It's so true. I love that. Danny, it's been an honor to have you. I really appreciate it, man. Fun, it is you know, the whole dream of this show was to have somebody like you give these artists that are new to Nashville, maybe not even in Nashville, such insight. You've done it. You've reached the peak. You've done everything, like you said, that you've wanted to do. And thank you.
Thank you
for being on
Thank
here,
you for having me.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I love what you guys are doing. I appreciate the encouragement for new artists, man. It's always nice to see that in the new Nashville. This town has changed so much for those of us who have been here, you know, 25, 30 years ago. This was such a simple little city. And now it's like a super bustling town. But man, it still is at its heart. It's a songwriter town, and it's what keeps the wheels turning. And I hope it'll stay that way.
I hope so too. That's what we're trying to do here, man. Just keep that old school mentality where songwriters helping songwriters and learning and getting better. But man, it's been an honor. Danny Myrick, everybody give it up. I'm Austin Burke. This is Cody Hawkins. This is Playlisted. Come on. Thank you.